The Iowa High School Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Iowa High School Athletic Association.
This is the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Baseball Championships presented by Farm Bureau right here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network from Sioux City. Welcome aboard. I'm Nate Clayberg. The final Class 3A semifinal game is before us, featuring number 3 seed Bishop Heelan at 13-10, number 2 seeded Pella at 28-6. Dutch seeking their first title. Crusaders looking for number 3. Collision of power and poise. A hot offense with Pella and a dominant pitching staff for Bishop Heelan. Let's check and see how this bracket got these teams here today. You obviously see what just took place. Wahlert taking care of Sadell in 5 innings, but Pella beating a Sergeant Bluff Luton, an area team playing close to home, beating them earlier in the week, and Bishop Heelan advancing by 1 run over Carlisle to put them in this game, and looking to try and get this thing going sooner, as there is some chance of thunderstorms in the area with a heat advisory that is happening here much across the Midwest. We'll bring you the Delta Dental starting lineups coming up next on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state baseball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to all the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding baseball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Well, lights are on, and you see the wind blowing a little bit out of that south, actually west to southwest, about 8 miles per hour. Have a lot of humidity in the air yet. 86 degrees at our first pitch, but Sioux City Heelan, the Crusaders, they didn't have to travel very far to bring their crowd here for the second game of this tournament, and there's a key item to have in your hand right now is one of those hand fans, and stands starting to fill in a little bit, but we are in championship week and in Class 1A happening in Carroll, just getting underway. Hillcrest Academy, Martinsdale St. Mary's. Hillcrest Academy upsetting number 1 seed Remsen St. Mary earlier in the week. East Buchanan making their way down to Carroll as they pounded Linville Sully in their first game, and they'll face St. Ansgar, who's victorious over Logan Magnolia. Championship for Class 1A will take place on Friday. They get the evening this time at 5 o'clock. Class 2A, though, Underwood and Unity Christian. Not too far a drive for both those schools, but Underwood with the shutout, Western Christian with an advantage. Our Unity Christian with the advantage, and then Pleasantville Sheraton is the nightcap in Carroll happening tomorrow night. Pleasantville beating West Lyon, and Sheridan not advancing. Here's what we're going to see tonight, and it's a chance for Wahlert Catholic to see who they will play. making the trip all the way from the Mississippi River along Highway 20 to see will it be Pella or Bishop Heelan. But Waller taking care of St. L in just 5 innings in the opener here in 3A today by a score of 10-0. 4A, we have the semifinals set for tomorrow evening as City High and Prairie will face off. A 5 o'clock first pitch there as a battle of 380 from Eastern Iowa. But Bettendorf, the big upset yesterday, being the hometown Sioux City East Black Raiders in a 2-1 score as Sioux City struggled to get out of the gate scoring. But Waukee Northwest had quite a later part of their game, stacked up the runs to beat Liberty, sending them into the semifinals. Lineups taking place right now on the field as you get a chance to, whether you are a starter or not, you get a chance to come out on the field and get recognized. That happens in all sports across. We'll get through our starting lineups and set this one up. That's coming up soon on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
As an athlete, you're used to pushing your limits. You work bravely through pain and discomfort, and you never give up. What you don't expect is to have an injury that stops you in your tracks. Now is when you need an orthopedic partner that you can trust, one that understands the importance of you getting back in the game. Our dedicated team is here to help diagnose your injury, treat your symptoms, and develop individualized therapy and performance training. DMOS Orthopedic Centers, here when you need us since 1955.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
From college and postgraduate degrees to trade schools and apprenticeships, students and families have many options to explore after high school. And ISL Education Lending is here to help with free tools and resources to help compare options and costs, scholarships and programs to provide families with additional funding, and lower-cost loans to help pay when savings and scholarships aren't enough. To learn more about how ISL Education Lending can help, visit iowastudentloan.org.
Closing out the lineups in person here, the Class 3A semifinal from Lewis and Clark Park in Sioux City, Iowa. Cedar Rapids last year, Sioux City this year. A chance for Western Iowa to host championship events as the Dutch coming into this contest as the number 2 seed at 28-6, and they have appeared in this tournament 6 times, and quite a stretch from 22, 24, 25. Still seeking that first title though for head coach Jesse Jablonski. Sioux City Heelan as they step into this one, and they have been in the tournament before 21 times. Got a stretch in there consistently 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 24 here in 25. They know what the state tournament is, and very happy to have it in their backyard. As we see our officials for today's game as they line up at home plate, as he is on the right side, you will see Dan Klein, but running first base, calling the plays out there, Jeff Freese, Kevin Moser at second, Bill Boyd at third base. And Bishop Heelan, head coach Andy Osborne, 18 years at the helm, 485 and 224 with 2 ties. Jesse Jablonski, 15 seasons with the Dutch, 282, 175. Number 2 seed Pella, number 3 seed Bishop Heelan. And we are ready for baseball as we will get the pleasantries taken care of at home plate. And again, a fantastic ballpark here, Mercy Field, home of the Sioux City Explorers. Being able to have this ball tournament in Sioux City, quite a thing for the Siouxland. especially with 3 teams from the area that qualified in this tournament to be a part of this. Bishop, Heelan, Sergeant Bluff, Luton, and Sioux City East. Not having to drive too far. A little change of pace for some of those schools that usually have to head east, either far eastern Iowa or into central Iowa. But again, you see the crowd kind of filling in, and it is heat advisory here in the Midwest, but people are ready. Getting the Dippin' Dots, getting the waters, getting ice cream if they need be. And these players are excited for this. They've been through this type of weather throughout the summer, and Bishop, Heelan. As we'll check that lineup, brought to you by Delta Dental of Iowa, for your smile, for your health, for your community. And you see how it all lines up there with Heelan. Kicking things off with Wahab, Lefevre, Erickson, Beck, Hope, White, Van Drager, Erickson, and Fitch. That's the order we'll see for Bishop, Heelan. Starting pitcher that we'll see on the mound, Nathan Carey. So Nathan Carey, a 94 ERA. He's pitched almost 30 innings this season for Pella and the Dutch. 10 walks is all he's been able to allow this season, along with 44 strikeouts, and has appeared with a 5-1 record so far. And these guys are ready to go. As we'll start things off here very shortly. Again, there is a chance of storms. They're watching to the south and east into Nebraska, or south and west into Nebraska. Hopefully those will split apart as they make their way here to Lewis and Clark Park. Again, Lefevre coming in, has started as a player 7 games on this season. Finishing some warm-up opportunities and lineup. He is beginning with Pella. Actually with Sioux City Heelan and Hunter Wahab.
Shortstop number 12, Hunter Wahab.
Wahab steps in, senior on this team. Coming into the tournament, 35 hits, batting .307, the right-hander. Sees that first pitch come across, and it's a thrown strike from Nathan Carey. Confident in that batter's box. Can carry 8 games started. And so far, coming into the tournament, well in the 50s with how many strikeouts he's been able to throw across. And there's a strike right towards short, scooped up by Beathards, and the play is made to Jablonski at first base. First out. Caleb Lefevre steps into the batter's box on the left side. Ethan Erickson in the on-deck circle. Carter Beck in the hole for Bishop Heelan. Clouds have increased overhead here. Keep an eye on that. Ball catches just the edge of that strike zone. We'll check our field positions here of where Pella lines up here in a moment. There's a crack off the end of the bat, just out of the reach of Lautenbach. Vandaloon will have to grab it, and a runner is on for the Crusaders. Get a chance to see where this gets a little late, but just again out of the reach of Lautenbach. And Ethan Erickson steps in. And you see Carey pulling out that card from his back pocket, going to check to see any notes he may need to be aware of on Erickson, the right fielder. Erickson, 39 games started, 40 counting this one. 21 hits in the record book this season. 309 average. .29 RBIs. Give him a chance to set one up here with Lefevre at first base. That pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter Wahab striking out to lead things off for Bishop Heelan. Slide back in as they make a play on Lefevre. Lefevre with 22 runs scored this year, 5 stolen bases on 7 attempts. Sitting at first base, looking to make a difference. Ethan Erickson looking at a 2-1 count. He takes that, cracks right towards third. Can they turn 2? Done at second, done at first. Credit is due to Lautenbach, to Carlson, to Jablonski. To the bottom of the first inning as we see how this all goes down here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Welcome to a new chapter in home ownership. At Northwest Bank, we understand that finding the perfect mortgage can be challenging. We pride ourselves in offering expert advice with a personal touch. We're here to listen to your needs and find the perfect mortgage solution for you. Our team of experienced professionals will answer all of your questions, explain your options clearly, and help you make an informed decision. Experience the difference and make homeownership a reality. With Northwest Bank, we are commitment you can bank on.
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
Well, there's a way to do it. Motorized fan, little water bottle, little spritz. And then how about some fudge stripes in the process, too? Make it a good, fun summer evening here at the ballpark. Snacks, fans, and baseball. And if you want to put a little more work into it, use that hand fan. I'm not sure which fans they are. If they're for the Crusaders or the Dutch. As they get see a good start to a game, especially if you're coming in as a Dutch fan, of how they shut out the Crusaders 1-2-3 in the top of the first. And there is Caleb Lefevre, who is pitching tonight for Bishop Heelan. 0.5 ERA, 61 strikeouts. And we'll check the starting lineup, brought to you by Delta Dental of Iowa. Carlson, Sherm, Kettler, Kauman, Lautenbach, Carey, Jablonski, Vandeloon, Bethards, rounding things off, the shortstop. And we were talking about the pitcher. He statistically probably has the best ERA here in Class 3A. But leading things off against Samuel Carlson. Carlson, an ace on the mound, and right off the bat, lays one in shallow right center and puts the Dutch on base for the first time. Caleb Lefevre, 7 appearances, 53 strikeouts, 21 walks. Look at that focused look on his face. Gets the nod to the catcher, shows bunt. Ball comes a little out, but they will call that, and quick an 0-1 count. But just a calm pitcher out there, just a presence that he has. And Anderson Sherm in for Pella. Made the attempt at first base and not going to go for him. Again, Carlson. Carlson on base. He's 1 for 2 on steals. He will advance to second with a quick play at first base on the putout. Now number 1 is up. Third batter in the lineup, center fielder Isaiah Kettler for Pella. Senior on this team.
Number 9, Isaiah Kettler.
Pushing 100 at bats. 370 ERA. Pitcher still kind of looking over that shoulder, watching Carlson. Kettler committed to play baseball at SIU Edwardsville. 3-time All-Stater, a 4-year starter for head coach Jesse Jablonski. He's had 3 home runs on the season. Leans back a little in that batter's box, right side. Then third in the lineup here. 1 on and 1 out this half inning. Wind has shifted just a little bit to that north and west. That one's hard thrown into the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. We're seeing it come from the other direction when we got things going, and shifted straight out. Now coming out of that left pole. We have seen that even an 8-mile-an-hour wind, that's kind of changed the direction of some pop-ups in some other games we've seen. Kettler will walk. 2 now on for the Dutch. And certainly Bishop Heelan's Caleb Lefevre, who's just a junior, not necessarily happy with that, as he's not allowed too many of those through the year. And there's a little crack that hits similar spot that we saw earlier today. Are we going to see a run come across? And it is in time. Hold up a runner at 2 and 3. But Pella first on the board for Sam Carlson after a double from Lake Cowman and gets an RBI. See where that drops. Hard to cover that from right field and challenging for the second baseman to come out. But Isaiah Kettler says, actually as Sam Carlson says, as he was rounding the base, he's going to go for it. But that'll put Kettler at third base, Cowman at second, and only 1 out up on the board as Hayes Lautenbach, the number 5 hitter. Number 5 on his jersey, and play number 5 in the field. That was hard thrown. Not in line for a strike. Little switch up, look towards second. Lautenbach has also been a key reliever on the mound. Really, his focus as a sophomore and success has been pitching. Five at-bats on the year, and there's a strike. 1-2 count. He's hit 4 home runs this year. Brought in 21 RBIs. Looking to add 2 more to that. That one's inside. That came strong. 1-0 is our score. Pella, the only ones that have done that, again, just getting started here. With hopes of moving this along and time before we hit any sort of weather delays or challenges. The temperatures dropped just a little bit as we've seen the wind shift. Try to make another attempt. Over to Kettler. Class 4A semifinals will take place tomorrow. We'll have those for you on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Jeff Pearson and I. 3A, 4A championships on Friday afternoon. And there's a nice pitch as Lautenbach will go to the dugout. Watch how smooth this pitch comes right down the pipe. And Nathan Carey, the pitcher, will step in there in that 6th spot. 20 runs on the year, 19 hits. He has 15 RBIs. Been walked 24 times. Squares up. Ball comes outside. A little distraction for pitcher Caleb Lefebvre. Again, a .19 ERA. .28 wins on the season for Pella. Swing makes that 0-2 count. Bases led off. Again, 2 outs. You hear that crack. They're going to be ready to go. In that last game with Wahlert and Sadell, there were some instances on 2 outs where Wahlert players took off, and a play that should have been routine, should have been an out to close it out, but gets dropped and runs come in. That one outside that zone. 2-2 count. Infielders, especially at second base with Jonathan Hope, holding tight on that line between the grass and the dirt. Crack foul. Then Drager at first, Hope at second. Wahab at short, back at third. White, Fitch, Erickson. Left, center, right. Behind the plate is Peyton Erickson for Heelan. Full count. There's some distraction definitely with the pitcher right now. In the favor. And one of the best throwers here in Class 3A. And that one's hit high up. Where's communication? It's at second base, and that is an out in the glove of Jonathan Hope on a fly. 6 batters came up, 2 get left on with a hit. A run did come, 2 hits and a run. Back on the Hy-Vee Championship Network with the second inning.
Upgrade to winning internet speeds and switch to Western Iowa Networks. With Western Iowa Network's blazing fast internet speeds, you can say bye-bye to buffering. You'll never have to worry about lagging while gaming with your friends. You'll catch every word your professor says during your online classes, and you won't lose connection during your work meetings. Sounds like a winning game plan to me. So make the switch today and join the winning team, Western Iowa Networks.
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
This broadcast of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championships is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud to champion Iowa's youth.
In Sioux City, Bishop Heelan didn't have to travel far. Pella Dutch got here into the semifinal, and they want to get into Friday's championship. They don't want to head back to Central Iowa just yet. And they are the only ones that have scored. And we'll see what the Heelan Crusaders can do. They were shut out 1-2-3 in the start of this contest for head coach Andy Osborne. Heelan with Carter Beck at the plate with a 1-1 count. Heelan, strategy to control the run game. But when they're on defense, they got to watch that speed from Pella. And they need to take advantage of opportunities when they get on base. Being able to do that. And move some runners around as we see the 2-2 count. Get Nathan Carey on the mound. Crack and foul. And Carey coming in. Limited action late in the season as he was rehabbing his arm and shot over to third base. Lautenbach gets the throw in time to Jablonski, and that's out number 1, 5-3. Jonathan Hope in that 5th spot in the order.
Number 5, J.J. Hope.
But pitcher against senior Nathan Carey, he's got experience. Shows bunt, pops up to the net behind. Bring him back. Crusaders were able to get Caleb Lefevre on base with a single. He bats in that second spot in the order, but Ethan Erickson on his hits set up a double play that shut down that inning last time out. Get Nathan Carey at the plate. Anderson Sherm behind the plate. Grabs that one off the ground. Jablonski at first. Carlson at second. Layden Bethards at short. Lautenbach at third. Vandaloon, Kettler, Lake Cowman, left, center, right out in the field. Shot over towards short. Beathard's takes it off a hop, and the throw not where it needed to be. And Heelan is on base. Got a chance again to see how this went down. Comes out of the grass and just takes an interesting hop. But there's some experience from shortstop. He kept his focus on it. Almost had to grip it between his legs as he got loose and got that over to first base. But not in time. They will count that as a single. Jonathan Hope set up at first base. Here comes Jack White. And an 0-1 count.
Stop, Ando.
On deck circle, Charlie Van Drager. Check back at Hope. Hope's on the run. That one comes foul. He'll send him back. Hope, very successful to keep that ball. Nice play on that end. To keep that courtesy of the High School Athletic Association. Jonathan Hope at first base, 14 of 15 in his stolen base attempts this season. Second on this team. Actually tied for second on this team with Fitch. Hunter Wahab, 43 total stolen bases. Only unsuccessful twice. Check over to first again. Heelan coming in here with a walk-off in their quarterfinal. Shot off foul again. Carlisle was the opponent. They scored in the first in a solo home run, but unable to make anything else happen until the sixth. They were tied in the seventh inning at 2. Ethan Erickson popped up, dropped that ball between some defenders. Putting him here in the championship, in the semifinal game. Again, a 3-2 win over Carlisle. Full count. 1 out. 9 starts for this pitcher. Swing and a miss. Attempt on at second base and not in time. Solid throw from Sherm. And credit another stolen base, 15 now, I believe, for Hope. And Sherm was ready for it. Good coverage in there by Bethards. Looking to tie this up if he can bring him around, of course. High pitch, 1-0. Check back at Hope. Lost a little focus there. Pitch comes in high. If need be, Peyton Erickson, the 8th hitter on the on-deck circle. Still has his half of his catching gear on still. Crack deep, high. Isaiah Kettler gets underneath it with ease. And that fly ball has 4 batters come through. 1 left on with 1 hit. We'll hit the bottom of the second here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network next.
When it's time to celebrate, Pizza Ranch is ready. We've got plenty of room and plenty of food for everyone. With pizza, desserts, and the country's best chicken, everyone leaves a winner. Make it a buffet day at Pizza Ranch.
Bottom of the second inning is upon us. The Pella Dutch had 1 run come in that first inning. We've seen some hits, and we have seen, no, not Dippin' Dots, but slushies to try and keep people cold. They're smiling inside, even with the heat. I just know it. Bishop Heelan coming into this one. Again, beating Carlisle, but Pella, the quarterfinal win over Sergeant Bluff Luton 12-5 on Monday. And Lucas Jablonski, first baseman in that 7th spot, steps into the order and hit right away by the pitch. Advance him over. And LaFavor appears to have, that's the 6th time he's struck a batter this season. Sure, shaking that off a little bit. Nathan Vandaloon, 8th batter in the position. Right fielder shows bunt. That comes in high and close. Wake him up a little bit. See where this crosses in. Just over his right shoulder, just a touch. Still eyeing first base with Jablonski sitting over there for the Dutch. 1-1 count. We'll keep Lucas on his toes. Pella looking to keep these bats going as a quick bunt is going to sacrifice an out but advance the runner. First one there, but Jablonski makes his way down towards second. Bottom of the order. Landon Bethards for the Dutch. Senior on this team, batting .230. This contest actually a rematch of last year's. It was a quarterfinal tournament matchup that Heelan eliminated Pella back in 2024 in Cedar Rapids. So I'm sure Pella has not forgotten about that. Little blop over to third, make the play at first. And you've got out number 2. Had enough time in the air for Carter Beck to get underneath of that, and very aware, watching second base to see how opportunistic Jablonski was going to be. Holds him at 2. Top of the order now, Sam Carlson singled to open the game, and he's the only one that scored. Looking to hit that gap between by second base and not able to complete on a run. Third inning coming up as we leave runner on here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network in the 3A semis.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
There's some experience in the dugout as kind of get a chance to look at Jesse Jablonski. 283 wins on the year. Kind of looking around to see where he ended up, but there he coming up. He's got a steady leadership. He's been able to keep his team composed throughout the year when they've been trailing, and very proud of this team. As they beat Sergeant Bluff Luton. They fell again behind early. They found a way to win that ball game, and they traditionally are built around strong pitching and defense, definitely with the Pella Dutch mindset. And he led them to their first state tournament win since 2016. Tonight's attendance, 1,727 total in the sessions this week. Just over 8,000. Iowa High School Athletic Association, City of Sioux City, glad to support that. As people showing up to see some high school baseball. Pitch comes in on a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike with the Crusaders and Peyton Erickson. Two balls, 2 strikes again with Erickson. 40th start. 6 home runs on the year, 29 RBIs, and a full count. Bishop Heelan went through 3 batters in the first inning, 4 batters in the second. And Pella on their way around again, but a walk will send Peyton Erickson over to first base. And Nathan Carey that'll be his 12th walk of the year. 12th walk of the year through over 34 innings pitched. Not bad at all. Carson Fitch, bottom of the order. Center fielder. Shows that bat, pulls it back quick, 1-0 count. Fitch, also a key base runner. I think he's got 14 steals as well on the season. As they try and make another play at Erickson. Pella does lead in Class 3A in pitching ERAs. And try and make that quick attempt on that bunt. It is unsuccessful for Bishop Heelan. Carey scoops it, gets it over to Jablonski. See how quickly the pitcher jumps to get that direction again from Sherm, shouting out that his pitcher needed to get it. And that strong arm gets that ball there in time. Out number 1. Do advance the runner. And Caleb Lefevre singled back in the first inning. He now steps up. He got caught in a double play on his way to second base after a hit from Ethan Erickson. Okay. Actually, Carson Fitch, let's get that right. 1-3 is where he was out. Top of the order, Hunter Wahab is where I'm sitting. We'll get that right. Again, Wahab, he was thrown out to lead things off in this game. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. That's all right. Maybe I'm thinking we need to hurry up and get ahead of this weather so we can get the game in. Unfortunately, that's not how it happens. Off the end of the bat, right in the glove of Jablonski. Two outs, one runner on. Now Lefevre steps in.
The pitcher, Lefevre.
And a .390 average. Strong pitcher for this team. One of the best in Class 3A as the lefty steps in. Squares that stance and sees that come in just on the edge of that strike zone. Bishop Heelan has some athletes on this team, not just baseball state qualifiers, but athletes in golf and track. Some key sprinters out there made their way to the Blue Oval this past spring. Seven seniors on this lineup for head coach Andy Osborne. When you have the success they do, 21 state appearances, 2 titles, kids want to stay out and play. A couple 8th graders that are in that varsity lineup as well for Bishop Heelan. Again, Lefevre singled in the first, caught up in the double play. That closed out the inning. Still keeping an eye on Erickson. That one's going to hit foul towards the third base line. Just an undercut chip attempt on that swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that is going to be hard to get to, but not for Lake Cowman. Diving catch, pulls that in. 4 batters come up, leave a runner on. We will go to the bottom of the 3rd after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
What do you do when you win a semifinal game, knowing you're going to the championship? You stick around and see who you're going to play. And you suppose they're pointing right at us, knowing that we've got an eye on them? Yeah, maybe. And the advantage that Wahlert has to know who they're going to play or how these two teams play between the Dutch and the Crusaders. They were able to shut out Sadell earlier today, 10-0 in 5 innings. Record of 38-6 on the year. So on the championship game. I'll have that broadcast for you coming up on Friday at 12 o'clock here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Anderson Sherm moves in. Thrown out by the pitcher last time up. Sees that one come in tight, and umpire says, yeah, that's a strike. And Sherm, catcher. Crack off just above the neck of the bat, foul. This Dutch lineup features a number of college baseball commitments. Players going to Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, Iowa Central Community College, Central College, Marshalltown Community College. This team reaching the state tournament 3 of the last 4 seasons under Coach Jablonski. That one's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Deep breath in there for Anderson Sherm. You can see maybe focus has waned just a smidge from Caleb Lefevre. Throwing and hitting today. Likes what the catcher called. Erickson. That one is going to be foul right down towards third base. And Coach Jesse Jablonski slowing that one down. Nice night for baseball as the heat has subsided just a smidge, as we will have another hit by pitch. This is the second one for Lefevre. And this has not been something he has been doing throughout the year. So we will see a courtesy runner come out, and that is Owen Kettler. Line towards first. That one comes across as a strike. Owen Kettler, a sophomore on this team, has been able to get 1 chance up to bat this season. But I imagine he's been on base a few times. Check the stats. He is 10 for 10 stealing bases. And that gentleman has crossed home plate 29 times. He's got a role and seems to play it well for the Pella Dutch. Holds back in a full swing, and that record is going to stay intact. Perfect. 11-11 for Owen Kettler on the stolen base. That ball bounces off maybe the protective leg gear of Peyton Erickson. Lost some time, but quickly you got to give him credit how quick he went to get that ball, and give credit to Lefevre in getting his second strikeout of the day. And that is out number 1. Lake Kalman stepping in for Pella. 289 batter. He's had 3 RBIs. He's committing to play ball at Iowa Central Community College in Fort Dodge. Pitching as a team coming into this tournament, Bishop Heelan, 6th in the state with a 2.41 ERA. 284 runs. Is what they've allowed. Lefevre, top pitcher in Class 3A with his ERA. And I'm sure Andy Osborne, coach of Heelan, is wanting to go deep into this game as he can with Lefevre on the mound. "1-0 is our score. Heelan has been poised in some of these tight games throughout the year. Again, these two teams have only met once in the record books that we have. And Bishop Heelan beating Pella 3-1 last year in the 3A quarterfinals. They were tied up at 1 out of that first inning. And then Bishop Heelan scored in the second, scored in the 6th. To move them on to the semifinals a year ago in Cedar Rapids. Field lights taking more hold now as that sun sets to the west. Check towards second base on Sherm, actually on Owen Kettler. He had 11 stolen bases for that sophomore this season. Dutch have a team batting average at 279. And that ball is hit high. And communication from shortstop Hunter Wahab says he has it. Runner stays put. Now number 2 is up on the board. Hayes Lautenbach struck out back in that first inning for out number 2. The Dutch did explode offensively with 12 runs, 9 hits, 5 walks on Monday. Coach said they found a different way to win. Whatever you got to do to move on. Pitch comes out just on the edge of that strike zone. No balls, 1 strike. Another called in there. And welcome in to the Hy-Vee Championship Network. I'm Nate Clayberg, bringing you tonight's second semifinal game in 3A. Winner of this one will face Dubuque Wahlert. They shut out Sadell 10-0 in 5 innings. Cut that one short. Moving to the championship again Friday, 12 o'clock. have that for you on the IHSSN app and some broadcast stations and cable outlets as well. I invite you to check that on the IHSSN website for more. Ball is hit high and in range of Carson Fitch, and he pulls it in. 4 batters came up, going to leave a runner on. Top of the 4th inning is next from Sioux City on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Upgrade to winning internet speeds and switch to Western Iowa Networks. With Western Iowa Network's blazing fast internet speeds, you can say bye-bye to buffering. You'll never have to worry about lagging while gaming with your friends. You'll catch every word your professor says during your online classes, and you won't lose connection during your work meetings. Sounds like a winning game plan to me. So make the switch today and join the winning team, Western Iowa Networks.
Fans enjoying the warm weather. So the high school students here supporting their fellow students, it seems, here in Sioux City tonight. Mercy Field, home of the Sioux City Explorers. As the Pella Dutch are the only team that has scored in this game. And that came in that first inning. Sam Carlson had a single, then able to cross with an RBI hit from Lake Cowman, who had a double. And now the Crusaders with Ethan Erickson right out of the bat. That one strongly hit towards right and will be foul. Would maybe push that a little bit as it got high up there. Beautiful ballpark here. Grass in great condition. If not familiar with this ballpark, Highway 20 sits just beyond center and left field. Bishop Heelan not having to get here too far, but Waller had to take that highway from all the way from the Mississippi River to get here. And a shot out towards left field. Focus for Nathan Vandeloon. Eyes the ball, zeroes in, pulls it in, gets the out. Strong hit. And he had to pick up quite a few feet. And that young man can deserve to cheer and support from the pitcher Nathan Carey as well. Carter Beck moves in. He led things off in the second inning, was put out. Hope on deck. He singled back in the second. White in the on deck circle. That one, little sinker ball. Wind up with a pitch. Takes that second one. Just bounces near that base foul. Not too far off from staying fair. But Carter Beck was quickly on his way down there as we see how close this really was. Hits that line exact and comes out. Just in front of that bag, just by maybe a half a foot. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Coming in high. Can Nathan Carey getting the nod today. Nathan Gaswint is their leader in the bullpen. Get through today. Imagine we'll see him on Friday. Pella spreads out their pitching as well and sent it around the horn on that strike as Carter Beck goes to the dugout for the second time today after unsuccess or not having success at home plate. Top of the fourth inning. Jonathan Hope on with a single, advanced with the steal in the second inning. And that's where he was left after 2 consecutive outs following him. And that had some speed on it. Hope into this one, 40th start, 11 RBIs. Biggest success is 29 singles on the year. Make that 30 and make it maybe even 32 depending how quickly he can get past first base. On his way, doesn't need to slide, holds up on a stand-up double and give that guy some credit and he can be excited. That is his second double of the year. Just out of the reach of Hayes Lautenbach, who was diving for it. But you can see the speed he has. He didn't look up towards third base until he rounded first. He was listening to his coach. After that double, first pitch comes across as a strike for Jack White. He struck out last time up. Batting average wise between these two teams, not the tops in 3A. Bishop Heelan as a team, 288, Pella 279. Wind up with the pitch and another hit by pitch, but this will be the first time we've seen Pella's pitcher be at the front of that. So Nathan Carey, that'll be his 6th hit batter this season. 2 runners on, though, for the Crusaders. And 2 outs is how this inning started. Erickson and Beck now back in the dugout. And a late swing sends that down towards just beyond the bullpen, the first base side. Charlie Vendrager steps in. He flew out back in the second inning. Senior for the Crusaders, 263 average. He's had some time on the mound as well. Change up. And we've got an 0-2 count with 2 runners on. And Drager, a little pause to think before he steps back in that batter's box. Check over to Hope at second. And this one will close it out. 2 runners on as Van Drager goes out in the first, actually at a pitcher to first base play. 2 runners left on. Bottom of 4 is next on the Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome to a new chapter in homeownership. At Northwest Bank, we understand that finding the perfect mortgage can be challenging. We pride ourselves in offering expert advice with a personal touch. We're here to listen to your needs and find the perfect mortgage solution for you. Our team of experienced professionals will answer all of your questions, explain your options clearly, and help you make an informed decision. Experience the difference and make homeownership a reality. With Northwest Bank, we are commitment you can bank on.
Just after 8:30 here in Sioux City, but that young man, he's had a day. And I'm sure he'd like to see his Crusaders get the win. He doesn't have too far to go home, I'm sure. But that kid, complete opposite right there. He's got some energy running around. And Bishop Heelan in the field trying to eliminate any more runs for Pella and the Dutch. They've got 1 on the board, and they've left 4 runners on since and have not been able to get their bats going either since that first inning. And back in is Caleb Lefevre on the mound. So bring him in with Nathan Carey in a pitcher versus pitcher situation. Nathan Carey flying out to close out the first inning at second base. Square up in the box, pitch comes in and right towards second base. Not a fly, but a put out at second this time. Hope ready for it over to Van Drager. Now number 1, Lucas Jablonski. He was hit by a pitch last time up, second inning. Ended up having being left on second base. And Caleb Lefevre. Leads 3A with his ERA. However, he's hit 2 batters tonight. 2 strikeouts. Here comes that pitch. That one called and make it a 1-2 count. That one off just a little bit. '61 strikeouts coming into this game. 63 total now. Swing and a miss. Sounded like it maybe hit something, but it must have been the glove of catcher Peyton Erickson. So microphones picked that up. Right in that catcher's mitts. 2 outs through 2 batters. Nathan Vandeloon reached, actually put out on a sacrifice that advanced Jablinski back in the second inning. And Vandeloon foul up here. We'll hear the roof of the press box get dinged. And this is a rematch of a quarterfinal 3A game last year with Heelan eliminating Pella. And that is the only time these two teams have met, with modern records anyway. Pitch outside. And low. Likes that one. Bring it on. Just above the shoulders of Nathan Vanderloon. He was the one that had one just come across, a little chin music last time up, as that one comes up high. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Jesse Jablonski come out and actually get corrected. Andy Osborne come out and get a chance to talk to his pitcher, maybe refresh him a little bit. Vanderloon with that full count, and he will go down swinging and retire the side is how it happens. 3 up, 3 down. We will go to the 5th inning here in 3A on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
As an athlete, you're used to pushing your limits. You work bravely through pain and discomfort, and you never give up. What you don't expect is to have an injury that stops you in your tracks. Now is when you need an orthopedic partner that you can trust, one that understands the importance of you getting back in the game. Our dedicated team is here to help diagnose your injury, treat your symptoms, and develop individualized therapy and performance training. DMOS Orthopedic Centers, here when you need us since 1955.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
This broadcast of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championships is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud to champion Iowa's youth.
Sioux City, that's where we sit. That's a huge water tower that sits just beyond right field, and there's like a summer tube park or a winter tube park that sits off along a hill there with some mountain biking. If we get that's just a weekend opportunity. Maybe if we get some time Friday, Jeff Pearson and I can head over there and make our way down that hill. Championship games happening at noon and 2:30, 3A, 4A. Here from Sioux City. At bat, Peyton Erickson. Erickson, he had that walk-off bloop. Again, a textbook example of putting a ball into play with 2 outs to get Heelan to this point. Catcher, again, batting in the 8th spot. Walk back in the 3rd inning. He is a go-to guy in a clutch situation, that's for sure. He can catch, but also he's come in to be a relief pitcher as well. Thrown outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There was a bat left outside the dugout at Pella, and that's what Nathan Carey was talking over to his dugout about, so they pulled that bat in. Distracted him just enough with a full count now for Peyton Erickson. Nathan Carey got that rosin bag. Dry off that hand. Full count again. And that'll be the 2nd walk for Erickson. And only the second walk of the game for Nathan Carey that he's allowed. Shakes his head, doesn't like it. You can tell the frustration is there. Carson Fitch, sacrifice bunt to advance Erickson over to second base. Last time up, that was in the third, as he was put out from the pitcher over to first base, and that wild pitch is going to advance the runner. Erickson over to second base. That pitch came in with not the focus that I'm sure Nathan Carey, or we've been accustomed to from Nathan Carey. Again, a leader here in pitching in Class 3A, at least with his ERA. Bishop fans getting into this. Shows bunt again. Where's it going to go, and is it going to be in time? And it is over to first base, but does get the runner Erickson over to third. Another sacrifice. But they need to capitalize on it this time. The advantage, though, different from third inning again, is that wild pitch setting Erickson up at second. And here comes Jesse Jablonski. Come out to talk to his pitcher. And his infield coming in as well. We've not seen a call to the bullpen yet. That is presented by Channel Seed. See if anybody's going to rise to the challenge with Channel Seed. You can also visit channel.com for more on that. We'll see at some point if we're going to get a call to the bullpen. Home plate umpire Dan Klein coming out and moving them along a bit. One out, third batter here in this fifth inning. Hit over towards third, trying to make the play at home, and it is made perfectly. Hayes Lautenbach, almost like he was anticipating where that ball was going to come. But Anthony Sherm at catcher held his spot. And you can see squared up, ready for it was Lautenbach. Get the out, but still have one runner on as Wabach makes his way on a fielder's choice. Got Hunter Wahab, that was his third at bat. Lefevre stepping in here now, 1 for 2 on the night. Single in the first, caught in a double play that closed it out. And Nathan Carey eager to get out of this inning. But is it just going to be a 1-0 game? That's the question. Going through the year, again, Pella with that record of 28-6. Losses this year: Carlisle, Indianola, Dallas Center Grimes. Indianola a second time. Norwalk a 2-0 game. And this closes out the fifth inning, and a fly out to right. Cowman pulls it in. One runner left on. No hits. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Class 3A on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
We saw the young, now we see the experienced fans here in Sioux City. As looks like Pella, the Dutch, making their way over here, and I suppose watching a grandson out there maybe, or maybe that young man spent some time in the diamond. There's a younger fan out there, not as experienced as we'd say, with baseball and maybe being a Pella Dutch fan. Caleb Lefevre remains on the mound for Bishop Heelan. 65 pitches thrown as Landon Bethards, top of the order, actually top of the lineup, actually top here, but bottom of the order as he's first to hit here in the 5th inning. Thrown out back in the 2nd, as you saw in the graphic. An 0-2 count. Lefevre maybe a little more refreshed coming out of that dugout. He got a little more rest. Eager to try and close out Pella here and see if they can set up their base runners again and maybe score, as Bethards takes this final strike in the bottom part of that strike zone. Out number 1. Top of the order now, Sam Carlson. Singled in the 1st. He did score. He's the only runner that scored between either team. Thrown out in that 2nd inning. Bouncer foul left side. And top of the order with Carlson. As I mentioned, coming into this one, Caleb Lefevre now approaching 70 pitches thrown compared to Pella's Nathan Carey, who's sitting at 77 thrown. This game got going a little sooner than was scheduled, as there was some anticipation of some severe weather that may show up, and that looks like it's maybe shooting to the north as we knock on the tabletop here. Foul comes up behind home plate. This broadcast powered by Long Lines Broadband, Siouxland's leader in broadband communications. Today offered fiber-powered high-speed internet, video, and phone service. More information on how they can serve your home or business, visit longlines.com. Long Lines powering the Hy-Vee Championship Network here in Sioux City at Mercy Field. Throw out at first base. Once again, not from first, but from short is how Carlson will go down in the scorebook. Out number 2. And Anderson Sherm in the batter's box. And a little bounce in front of him, and it landed perfectly in the glove of Carter Beck, who makes that quality throw over to Von Drager ahead of time. 2 outs down. And a strong throw across the plate from the favor. Sherm's got a calming ritual when he steps up to that plate. We've seen it twice before when he's come up. Over towards short. Bounces off a Wahab, and on base is Anderson Sherm. Last time up, he was on base due to being hit by a pitch. But we will see an exchange here as Owen Kettler will come in once again to courtesy run. He accomplished a stolen base when he covered for Sherm last time out. 11 total on the season. Isaiah Kettler steps in. Kettler, a .378 average coming into the game. Playing ball at SIU Edwardsville. 4-year starter for the Dutch. You see it there. Isaiah Kettler on with a walk and a strikeout. Punch comes in high as Peyton Erickson was eyeing down towards first base. Charlie Van Drager was ready. And Sherm was able to get on base again with a single and another stolen base by Kettler, Owen Kettler. Puts us in a situation where we've had 2 outs before. This was like this in the 3rd inning, with Owen Kettler on base. Ball hit high in the air, and second base is where we'll see Jonathan Hope come from, pull that in, and close out the inning on that fly ball. 1 left on with 1 hit. Top of the 6th coming up on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Back here in Sioux City, I'm sure that young lady checking the Bound app, checking stats on seeing how these teams are doing here in Sioux City with Heelan and the Pella Dutch. And time to pay attention and watch some baseball. Good idea for a friend there to get some hydration in, get that Gatorade in here on a warm day in northwest Iowa. Top of the 6th inning. Ethan Erickson, foul right off the bat, and he's one that was able to be the key player that got this team to this point. As he had that pop-up ball he put into play, dropped down between some defenders and brought a run in to have Heelan solidify a victory in the quarterfinals and bring him here to the semis over Carlisle 3-2. Hits that one halfway out to right center, and Lake Kalman will get the honors on that fly out. Out in right. Out number 1. That's the second time that Kalman's had to snag a ball off of Erickson's bat today. Carter Beck, 0 for 2, steps in. Nathan Carey remains on the mound for Pella, as he's thrown 80 pitches through 5 and 1/3 inning. Giving up 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 2. Allowed a double to be hit. And a question on a strike or not from catcher Anderson Sherm. And the home plate umpire wasn't quite ready to answer that. They deferred down to first base to Jeff Freese. And he says strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That one high inside. Likes that call quickly into that windup. All of a sudden we're 3-1. And another walk. 3rd one this game. Send Carter Beck that way, and second baseman Jonathan Hope steps in. He is been able to connect tonight, 2 for 2. You see it, single, double. He's stolen a base as well. Did that back in the 2nd inning. But the way he placed that shot in the 4th inning, he had his wheels rolling when he rounded first base. He was heading confident to get to second base. Bishop Heelan, 21 appearances for this team in the state tournament dating back to 1968. 2 appearances in the 70s, 2 appearances in the 80s. And jumping out of the way, Hope not hit by a pitch. Crusaders twice in the 90s. In the 2000s, a number of trips, 5, maybe 6 in there. And 7 total here. I guess 6 total in the, let's do 5 total in the teens. 2 here in 24-25. Hasn't missed a decade. 2-0 count. That one strong down the middle. Jonathan Hope. Runner on the move. And a shot towards left field is not going to get covered as maybe intended, and the throw is going to get mishandled. And that will bring Hope over to second base and Carter Beck at third base. Don't blink, folks, as I'm sure we're going to watch this again to see how this all transpired. You see Hope get another shot, which would be his 3rd hit, but mishandled by the left fielder. Not quite sure where he was looking. I thought he was going to throw it a different direction, but gets short of the third baseman, and Carter Beck slips past seconds, but digs in again and slides in safely enough and was itching to go home, although the coach, Jesse Jablinski, actually his coach Andy Osborne, was saying, hold up. Now we're having some conversations on the mound, and with the Bishop Heelan Crusaders. 2 runners on. So Hope with that single advanced to second on the air. Carter Beck goes to second as well. As that ball was hit, he was already going with with 2 outs already on the board. And again, that fielding error puts him up at third base. So we will have a call to the bullpen as Nathan Carey will be relieved. And Pella will go to Hayes Lautenbach. Comes in with 37 2/3 inning pitched into this tournament with a 1.86 ERA. This call to the bullpen presented by Channel Seed. Get pay-by-play field recommendations with a local Channel Seed Pro. You can find your Channel Seed Pro by visiting channel.com. Again, our call the bullpen presented by Channel Seed. Hayes Lautenbach, 12 appearances coming into today. 57 strikes, 20 walks is what he's allowed, and I'm sure that wasn't necessarily the plan for Jesse Jablinski. He was hoping his main guy, Lefevre, could take him the whole way, but you could see him waning a little bit. And after kind of the circus that took place here at that last bat, they needed something fresh out there. We will see Lautenbach come in, and Nathan Carey will move over to third base. So Nathan Carey moves from pitching to third. Lautenbach from third to pitching, and Jack White sees that first one come in as a ball. Hit by a pitch back in the fourth, struck out in the second. 2 runners on. Pitch low. So coming in just off of third base, and maybe also with Lautenbach involved in that fielding error. That could be on his mind a little bit. White hits it over to first base, and out number 2. Deep breath from Pella on defense. Unassisted play by Lucas Jablonski. Runners stay again at second and third. Charlie Van Drager 0 for 2, fly out in the second, out to center field, thrown out at first base from the pitcher back in the 4th inning. Step out, take a breather. Peyton Erickson in the on-deck circle. Erickson is the only player that had made it past third base. That was back in the 5th inning, but advanced on a wild pitch to second. Sacrifice send to third, and then he tried to head home after a fielder's choice hit by Waha, but was thrown out at the plate. And a shot towards first base is going to give Bishop Heelan the lead as 2 runs cross. Who saw that coming? Would look to be a semi-routine grounder that could have easily been stopped, and I'm sure in the mind of Jablonski, gets away from his glove, and the speed of Heelan crosses Carter Beck first, Jonathan Hope second, and Bishop Heelan leads this game. in their hometown. 2 RBIs for Charlie Van Drager. And Van Drager single again down towards first base. And the Crusader fans, you can see the energy has changed. It's increased. And a swing and a miss is Peyton Erickson. 8th batter in the order. Been walked twice in this game. Pella changing pitchers here earlier in this inning. And the throw from Hayes Lautenbach. His 6th throw as he's been in. Nathan Carey started this thing. Pitched 5 1/3 innings. 89 pitches is what he was able to complete for the Dutch. Did not allow a run in. And a swing and a miss. That's going to retire the side. 2 runs came in off of 2 hits. 1 left on. We've got a new leader in 3A in the semifinals. See what Pella does next in the bottom of the 6th on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
When it's time to celebrate, Pizza Ranch is ready. We've got plenty of room and plenty of food for everyone. With pizza, desserts, and the country's best chicken, everyone leaves a winner. Make it a buffet day at Pizza Ranch.
We had 1,800 in attendance tonight, and Bishop Heelan occupying that third baseline as a visiting team. As Bishop Heelan came into this tournament with the number 3 seed facing the number 2 seed Pella. Again, Heelan getting here with victory over Carlisle in a walk-off and looking to upset the higher seed Pella Dutch. But they've got some more outs to get. Blake Kalman stepping in. He's had some work to do out in right field, pulling in some fly balls. He had a double back in that first inning. And that one hit towards left, easily taken in by Jack White. Remember, the Iowa High School Sports Network will name the tournament MVP award winner. Fueled by Iowa Beef. That will come up on Friday evening after the Class 2A championship game. I wonder who it's going to be. We've seen quite a few really good players here in 3A and 4A. And we'll find out who the MVP award winner is presented again on Friday. That's fueled by Iowa Beef. Hayes Lautenbach now pitching for Pella, moving his way over from third base. He has not had success at the plate. Struck out in the first, flew out in the third, as we have a 1-2 count facing him now. Pitch comes outside. And a lot of success here the last 4 years for Pella. 3 of the last 4 years they've been in the tournament. And Lautenbach will hit it the same direction as Kalman did, keeping Jack White busy out in left field, out number 2. Nathan Carey now playing at third base. Pella's offense just not doing what they needed it to do. They needed to get the bats alive early on and pressure Heelan's defense. Needed to get some runners on, get some stolen bases. But a key thing was needing offensive confidence after they had that 12-run performance on Monday. And foul ball hits over the backstop, over the dugout at first base side. And Pella beating Sergeant Bluff Luton 12-5, a 28-6 record. Pitch in outside. Definitely been an opportunity if there had been a runner on. And Pella with that 12-5 win the other night. The first win in a tournament since 2016, and they go down swinging, 3 up, 3 down. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning as we go to the 7th. And Caleb Lefevre leads 3A in pitching, and he continues to build excitement. Finish the swing up coming up on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
Back in 3A, Bishop Heelan has the lead right now, and fans, they were dancing. They settled down. They maybe knew the camera was going to be shining on them. As Bishop Heelan scored 2 runs in this last time at bat. Beck and Hope crossing. We had singles from Van Drager and Hope. There's some errors in there that resulted in the scoring coming in, but Pella did change pitchers as Carson Fitch, bottom of the order here as we start the 7th inning in Sioux City. He was a sacrifice hitter back in the 5th that advanced Peyton Erickson over to third base, and eventually who was thrown out trying to get home. But Hayes Lautenbach allowed 1 hit. Struck out 1, but did bring some runs in. Actually, Nathan Carey bringing the runs in. And there's a strikeout for Carson Fitch as he heads back to the dugout. Credit to pitcher Lautenbach. For the top of the order, Hunter Wahab, fielder's choice hit back in that 5th inning. That's the success he's had so far. That set up the option to try and have Bishop Heelan score for the first time in that fifth, unsuccessfully. Sticks across the board. Caleb Lefevre in the on-deck circle. High, wild pitch. Snagged in there by Anderson Sherm, the catcher. And a hit just out of the reach of Samuel Carlson. Between him and the bag at second. Goes out to center field, and a base hit for leadoff batter Hunter Wahab. Back-to-back hits, although the fifth was a fielder's choice. As he knows to be ready as Lautenbach peers over his left shoulder. And Bishop Heelan's pitcher squares up in that batter's box, and there's the first strike. He did single back in that first inning. Got caught up in a double play. High pitch makes it 0-2. Or 1-1, I'm sorry. Bishop Heelan, 2 titles, one in 2001 and 2005. Won those under Coach Osborne. 21 trips to the state tournament. Talked about that earlier. Hitting all the decades since the 80s. Wahab, nice hit there. Get him on first base. Been a very versatile athlete. We've seen Heelan has put him out on the mound this season as well. They use him kind of as a change of pace arm when they needed pitching. See how he can advance here on base. He does lead this team in stolen bases. 43 stolen bases out of 45 attempts. Fly ball snagged in center field. That will send Wahab back to first. And 2 outs are up. And Bishop Heelan, chances are getting lower on trying to get some security runs. Although they were able to score 2 runs when they had 2 outs in that 6th inning. Ethan Erickson stepping in. Again, he had that walk-off shot in the quarterfinal game over Carlisle to bring them here tonight. Pitch comes outside. His 40th start and his 127th at-bat this year. It's a lot of attempts, a lot of practice stepping into that batter's box. But seeing some different pitching. And these two teams only met once in our modern records anyway. And that was last year's quarterfinal game in the state tournament in Cedar Rapids. And a shot curving out more towards right center. Into the glove of Isaiah Kettler for out number 3. 1 left on with 1 hit. See what Pella can do as we hit the bottom of the 7th in the 3A semifinal.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
We've got a full game here ahead of us as it's the last chance for Pella to try and tie it up, send it to extra, or just try and walk this thing off. Pella was able to, actually Bishop Heelan able to walk off their last game to get him here, and we'll see if this young man, Caleb Lefevre, is going to go the distance. And he leads 3A with his ERA of .19. That will change a little bit with that run that the Dutch did score at the very start of this game. And first one, strike. They've got some energy. They've got something to work for. They know now it's up to the defense. 92 pitches thrown by Caleb Lefevre through 6 innings. And there's another one that comes across. He's given up 3 hits. 1 earned run, walked 1, 6 strikeouts. Unfortunately hit 2 batters, which is unusual for this young man. As that ball comes off the handle of the baseball, foul. He's seen 20 batters. And good coverage there by Peyton Erickson behind the plate, crawling his way to make sure he hangs on to that. And Lucas Jablonski, coach's son, up to bat here in this 7th spot. And one inside. And again, getting out of the gate early and thinking as things were winding down, Pella had it, and then Sioux City, Bishop Heelan gets 2 runs in the last inning, and now Lucas Jablonski ends up at second base with that double that I think all but himself thought it was going to be foul. And is there a question, did he touch home plate? Is that what we're looking at right now as the official is visiting with Andy Osborne? We will see. Jablinski maybe touched first with his hand. That's the question as he ends up at second base. And he's maybe wondering the same thing as the game gets paused. Lucas Jablinski, tying run is what he represents at second base after he gets on with a double. We're looking at making we're going to do a courtesy runner here Well, we're going to sub out, I believe that is Layden Plima, number 19, if we're looking at that right. So pinch running, Landon Plima, a junior on this team. He's had one opportunity to be at bat, and there's a sacrifice. Looked to be a sacrifice bunt from Van de Loon as he's up to bat. As we'll check Plima here as a base runner. Plima has stolen 5 bases this year, crossed home plate 8 times. As home base umpire Dan Klein visits with Andy Osborne, and I don't know if Osborne is still has some question on whether or not the base runner tagged at first, but the umpire is going to call in his colleagues for a visit. And Bishop Heelan's infield will congregate behind home plate. And we have not got an idea exactly what the conversation is, but I anticipate that's what is happening. And they are going to say safe is the final call, and that is what Andy Osborne's just going to have to live with, if that's what we're still talking about. Plima sitting at second base as Jablinski got on with a double. He tripped up coming around first base. Didn't hit it with his feet. It's assumed he hit it with his hand. But Nathan Van de Loon, 0 for 2 tonight, shows bunt one more time. Advance that runner to third, and safe at first. Van Drager had to leap in the air off that base to grab that ball. Otherwise, we very well maybe have seen a run come in for Pella. Came in high off the arm of Caleb Lefebvre. Runners are on the corners. They will give that a throwing error by the pitcher on that sacrifice attempt, with Plima going over to third base. Representing the winning run. And Landon Bethards stepping in the batter's box, bottom of the order for Pella. Bethards this year has had 10 RBIs with 1 home run. Has hit a couple doubles, but a well-placed single will be enough to tie it up. And no outs on the board, and a swing and a miss to Landon Bethards. 1-2 count. Just kind of looking out. I feel like if I was a fan for either of these teams, I'd be standing up right now, pacing around. Here, the bottom of the 7th inning, reaching for that one. Swing and a miss. Out number 1, top of the order, Samuel Carlson. And he is the only Dutch that has crossed, as he had a single to start the game. Was brought around with a double that Lake Kalman hit to earn him an RBI. And now Samuel Carlson with 2 runners on. And looking at his record, 24 singles, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run as well, 22 RBIs. Catcher needs a little break. I bet he's getting a little dehydrated. Pointing at his head if he's got a headache going or not. Peyton Erickson has caught quite a game. And I don't know if you noticed there, he's got pink fingernails too. Is that luck? We'll see if it is for Bishop Heelan. Stretched on that one. And the rain is beginning here in Sioux City. And it is steadily coming down as the crowd is looking for some cover. Here at the bottom of the 7th inning with 1 out. And that is a strike. Back-to-back strikeouts after giving up a double. In the rain nonetheless, and a distraction in that one. Edge of that strike zone, arguably. And Sioux City Heelan on the verge of keeping their season alive in their backyard. And I'm sure as long as we don't see lightning, they're going to try and keep this thing moving along here. Time is of the essence. You see the rain in the background as Andy Osborne makes his way to the dugout, and you see Caleb Lefevre, who started this game as the pitcher for the visiting team. He's thrown 106 pitches, given up 1 earned run, 4 hits, and looking to play Waller to the championship on Friday. That ball's hit high, will be foul into the crowd. But wow, Sherm was already at second base before that ball landed. Anderson Sherm thrown out in the first, hit by a pitch in the third. Singled in the 5th. Stole base in that inning as well, but was left on base both times. And Bishop Heelan fans and Pella fans sucking it up in the rain as the temperature drops into the upper 70s as that rain comes in. And the wind has picked up out of that southwest as you see the flags flying. Pitches outside. Again, runners on the corners. What a ball game, everybody, here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Tying run at third. Winning run at first base. And a crack is going to be shallow left field. We will see a run come in to tie. And runners on first and second. Klima crosses for Pella and the Dutch. Van der Loon heads to second base. And you can bet, sure enough, that Jack White, as he covered that in left field, was going to make sure it wasn't going to get by him. So we will see some changes as it looks like Owen Kettler will come in once again to a pinch hit for Sherm. But Caleb Lefevre will go to the dugout after pitching almost a full game, but allowing a run in And this call to the bullpen brought to you by Channel Seed. Score big yield potential this season with a local Channel Seed Pro. Visit channel.com. Again, our call to the bullpen presented by Channel Seed. Again, raining here in Sioux City. And kind of a spotty shower, just looking at radar of where it is. And another cell may just kind of work its way away from us, but there's a stronger one coming up behind it. So we'll see how this game goes, especially in this inning. And I'm not sure that young man on the Pella dugout even realizes it's raining. He is focused on what his team needs to do here to try and just get one run in and seal this in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here at Lewis and Clark Park, why not play the chicken dance and warm some people up? That makes complete sense, right? Heelan bringing Ethan Erickson in. He's pitched 44 and 2/3 innings, coming into the tournament with a 1.41 ERA. And Erickson been kind of a starter on and off for Heelan, and has really shown his role on the mound as a reliever. Ken Bishop Heelan, as a pitching core, is 5th in the state with a 2.41 ERA. But again, how things had set up in this contest, Samuel Carlson for the Pella Dutch. He had a single to start the game back about, what, not quite 2 hours, 15 minutes ago. He crossed, and then it was a drought for Pella until recently when Lucas Jablinski hit a double. And Plima came out to stand on base and hit by Anderson Sherm after Nathan Vanderloon got on with an error from the pitcher, a throw from the pitcher. Give credit to the RBI. So there is the player that needs to cross. Nathan Vanderloon. Ball comes across. And again, Erickson pitching for Heelan. 46 strikeouts. Has allowed 19 walks this season as a pitcher. That one low into the dirt, and we will see a wild pitch come in, and digging in hard is Vanderloon, crossing home plate, and that is the ball game. Wild pitch thrown by Erickson has Vanderloon over to third base, and an error on the throw sends him home. And Bishop Heelan is thinking what could have been, as this game ends with in the rain. We'll wrap this thing up here in 3A after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
The John Deere Summer Sales Event is on at Van Wall Equipment with hot deals all July long. For a limited time, enjoy 0% financing for up to 72 months on most John Deere compact utility tractors, including the impressive 1025R. Plus, tackle any task by taking 20% off all attachments when you buy a new compact tractor. Hurry in. Your summer projects start now with John Deere and Van Wall Equipment.
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
Well, that was a fun one. How about that? Pella Dutch come from behind 2-1 as the bottom of the seventh started, and were able to bring the 2 runs they needed in. And Jablinski with his double gets things started, and credit to Pella staking in it, but some errors resulted from Bishop Heelan that gets us where we're at. Final 3-2. They'll face Wallert on Friday, and Wallert's waiting in the wings up in right field, waiting to help put the tarp on the field as we honor Bishop Heelan as they made it all the way here to the Final Four in Class 3A baseball here in the state of Iowa. Give them a lot of credit, and Pella gets to put the sticker on the bracket, and they hope to take that bracket home at the end of the day on Friday. Let's check our highlights of this exciting game. It was a bit of a roller coaster at times, as it started with the sun up and shot out to right field. And we talked about how Samuel Carlson was able to find his way home and the first score. But Pella did the work in the field, the double plays, with the sliding catches, and kept Heelan at bay. But Heelan was not going to go down without a battle, as they scored a couple back in the 6th inning to take the lead heading into the 7th inning. And with some excitement, the hometown fans thought a championship was in their sights, which would be number 3 for them. But we get to the 7th inning, and Pella's placing the ball, tying it up as Jablinski crosses first. The rain starts falling, and Anderson Sherb was able to bring that in, and a wild pitch and a missed throw brings in the scoring run, and Pella will be seeking title number 1 in 6 appearances in state baseball tournament history. And that's how the bracket shows. Wallert Catholic getting here again, shutting out Sadell in 5 innings, 10-0 earlier today. And Pella and Bishop Heelan both fought it out, but Pella comes out ahead. I'll have the call for that one, the championship, coming up here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network at noon on Friday. 4A takes over in the semifinals tomorrow. Jeff Pearson will have Prairie against Iowa City High. That game beginning at 5 o'clock tomorrow. For our entire IHSN crew, I'm Nate Claiborne. This has been the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Baseball Championships, presented by Farm Bureau on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Everybody, have a great night from Sioux City, Iowa. 3-2 our final. Pella wins over Bishop Heelan.
As an athlete, you're used to pushing your limits. You work bravely through pain and discomfort, and you never